The Red Room Curse of the Croak-Patterson Mansion location. Denver, Colorado background. The Croak-Patterson Mansion, located in the Capitol Hill neighborhood of Denver, is a historic building constructed in the 1890s. It was initially built by Thomas Croak, a prominent businessman, and later sold to Thomas Patterson, a newspaper editor and politician. The mansion is an architectural marvel, showcasing the grandeur of the Victorian era with its intricate stonework, large bay windows, and impressive turrets. However, beneath its beautiful facade lies a history of unsettling paranormal activity, particularly centered around a room known as the Red Room. In the late 19th century, Denver was a booming town with a thriving economy, largely driven by the gold and silver rushes. The city's affluent residents sought to build grand homes that reflected their newfound wealth and status. Thomas Croak, an Irish immigrant who had amassed a fortune through various business ventures, decided to commission a mansion that would stand as a testament to his success. Construction of the Croak Mansion began in 1890. Croak spared no expense, hiring the best architects and craftsmen to create a home that was both opulent and innovative. The mansion featured an elaborate design with Gothic and Romanesque elements, including stained glass windows, ornate woodwork, and a grand staircase that greeted visitors in the foyer. Despite its beauty, the mansion's history would soon be marred by tragedy. Croak's wife, Ellen, was said to have been deeply unhappy in the mansion. She often complained of feeling watched and hearing strange noises at night. Her health deteriorated rapidly, and she died under mysterious circumstances just a year after moving in. Devastated by his wife's death, Croak sold the mansion to Thomas Patterson. The mansion's grand opening was a lavish affair, attended by Denver's elite. Guests marveled at the luxurious interiors, the grand chandeliers, and the intricate woodwork. However, whispers of Emma's untimely death and rumors of the mansion's haunted nature began to circulate among the attendees. Some claimed to feel an eerie presence in the house, while others reported seeing fleeting shadows out of the corner of their eyes. Thomas Patterson, a well-known newspaper editor and politician, moved into the mansion with his family in the early 1890s. Patterson was a prominent figure in Denver's social and political circles, and his acquisition of the mansion was seen as a significant event. However, it wasn't long before the Pattersons began experiencing strange occurrences. Patterson's daughter, Sarah, was the first to notice the unusual activity. She claimed to see a woman in white wandering the halls at night. The woman, described as ethereal and sorrowful, would disappear whenever Sarah tried to approach her. The family initially dismissed Sarah's stories as the overactive imagination of a young girl, but soon other members of the household began to experience similar phenomena. Servants reported hearing footsteps in empty rooms, doors opening and closing on their own, and whispers that seemed to come from the walls themselves. The most disturbing incidents occurred in the Red Room, a lavishly decorated guest room on the mansion's second floor. The room was furnished with red velvet drapes, a four-poster bed with a crimson canopy, and antique furniture upholstered in deep red fabric. One evening, a maid named Beatrice was tidying the Red Room when she felt a sudden chill. She looked up to see a ghostly figure standing by the window. The figure was that of a woman dressed in a flowing white gown, her face obscured by a veil. Beatrice screamed and fled the room, refusing to return despite Patterson's attempts to reassure her. The Red Room quickly gained a reputation as the most haunted part of the mansion. Guests who stayed in the room reported a sense of suffocating dread and an overwhelming feeling of being watched. Many claimed to have seen the ghostly figure of a woman in white standing at the foot of the bed, her face twisted in anguish. One guest, a close friend of the Patterson family named Henry, awoke in the middle of the night to find the spectral woman hovering above him, her eyes burning with an otherworldly light. He fled the mansion in terror and refused to return. Another guest, a prominent businessman named James, was found dead in the room, his face frozen in a mask of horror. The cause of death was never determined, and his demise only added to the room's sinister legend. Despite the growing number of incidents, Thomas Patterson remained skeptical of the supernatural claims. He attributed the disturbances to overactive imagination renovations and the mansion's age. However, his wife Margaret was not as dismissive. She often spoke of feeling a cold presence in the house, particularly in the Red Room, and believed that the mansion was indeed haunted. Margaret's unease grew as she experienced more supernatural events. One night, while reading in the library, she heard the faint sound of a woman sobbing. The sound seemed to come from the walls themselves, echoing through the room. She followed the sound to the Red Room, where the sobbing grew louder. As she opened the door, the room fell silent, but the oppressive feeling of dread lingered. In addition to the ghostly woman, the Croke-Patterson mansion was also said to be haunted by the spirit of a large black dog. The dog, often seen prowling the grounds at night, was believed to be a harbinger of doom. Its mournful howls echoed through the mansion, and those who saw it claimed that tragedy would soon follow. One night, Patterson's son Edward encountered the spectral dog in the mansion's library. The dog stared at him with glowing red eyes before disappearing into thin air. Edward fell ill shortly afterward and died a few weeks later. His death, combined with the other strange occurrences, led Margaret to believe that the mansion was cursed. Margaret enlisted the help of a local spiritualist, Madame Lavinia, to cleanse the house of its malevolent spirits. Madame Lavinia conducted a séance in the Red Room, during which she claimed to communicate with a ghostly woman. The spirit revealed that she was Emma Croke, Thomas Croke's late wife, who had been unable to find peace after her untimely death. She was trapped in the mansion, tormented by the betrayal she felt from her husband. During the séance, the temperature in the room dropped dramatically, and a cold wind swept through the house. Candles flickered and extinguished, and a heavy silence fell over the participants. Madame Lavinia, her voice trembling, described seeing Emma's spirit, her face contorted in sorrow and rage. She urged Margaret to leave the mansion, warning that the spirits within were too powerful to be easily dispelled. The Croke-Patterson mansion changed hands several times over the years, each new owner reporting strange and unsettling events. In the 1970s, the mansion was converted into office space. Employees reported hearing disembodied voices, seeing shadowy figures, and experiencing sudden drops in temperature. The Red Room continued to be the epicenter of the paranormal activity, with many refusing to enter it after dark. One night, a security guard named Jack was making his rounds when he heard footsteps behind him. Turning around, he saw a shadowy figure moving towards the Red Room. Jack followed, thinking it was an intruder, but the figure vanished as it reached the door. When he opened the door, the room was empty, but a chilling cold enveloped him, and he felt a ghostly hand brush against his cheek. In the 1990s, the mansion was purchased by a developer who planned to convert it into luxury apartments. During the renovations, workers encountered numerous inexplicable events. Tools went missing, electrical equipment malfunctioned, and several workers reported seeing the ghostly woman in white. The developer eventually abandoned the project, citing the mansion's haunted reputation as the reason. One worker, Carlos, described a particularly harrowing encounter. While working alone in the basement, he heard a growling sound and saw the spectral black dog emerge from the shadows. The dog lunged at him, and Carlos fled, convinced that the creature was a manifestation of the mansion's curse. In recent years, the Croke-Patterson mansion has become a popular destination for paranormal investigators. Teams from around the country have visited the mansion, hoping to capture evidence of its ghostly inhabitants. One such team, led by renowned investigator Dr. Emily Turner, conducted a week-long investigation in 2010. Using advanced equipment, including thermal cameras, EMF detectors, and digital audio recorders, Dr. Turner's team documented numerous instances of paranormal activity. In the Red Room, they captured an image of a faint, glowing figure and recorded an EVP, electronic voice phenomenon, of a woman whispering, "Help me." The team also experienced sudden cold spots, the sensation of being touched, and the inexplicable movement of objects. Dr. Turner concluded that the Croke-Patterson mansion was indeed haunted, and that the spirits of Emma Croke and the spectral dog were still present. She theorized that the mansion's tragic history, combined with the intense emotions of its former inhabitants, had created a powerful and enduring haunting. During the investigation, team member Alex reported a chilling experience. While setting up equipment in the Red Room, he felt a sharp, icy wind pass through him, followed by the distinct sensation of fingers brushing his neck. He turned to see the ghostly figure of Emma Croak, her eyes filled with despair. Alex's experience was one of many that confirmed the mansion's haunted status. Today, the Croak-Patterson Mansion stands as a testament to Denver's rich history and the enduring power of its ghostly legends. Visitors and paranormal enthusiasts continue to flock to the mansion, drawn by its dark reputation and the hope of experiencing something otherworldly. The Red Room remains locked, its sinister aura undiminished by time. Those who have dared to enter report feeling an overwhelming sense of dread and the unmistakable presence of something unseen. The ghostly woman in white and the spectral dog continue to make their presence known, ensuring that the mansion's eerie legacy endures. The mansion's current owner, Robert, has embraced its haunted reputation. He offers guided tours, during which he shares the many stories of the mansion's ghostly inhabitants. Visitors are often struck by the palpable sense of history and the lingering sorrow that seems to permeate the house. Robert himself has had several encounters with the supernatural, including seeing the ghostly dog and hearing Emma's sorrowful cries. The Croak-Patterson Mansion is a chilling reminder that some places are forever marked by the past, their haunted history woven into the very fabric of their existence. Whether driven by tragedy, betrayal, or an unbroken connection to the mortal world, the spirits of the mansion remain, their restless souls forever bound to the place they once called home. One visitor, Emily, recounted her experience during a tour. As the group entered the Red Room, she felt a sudden wave of sadness wash over her. She saw a flicker of movement out of the corner of her eye and turned to see the spectral woman in white standing by the window. Emily's account added yet another layer to the mansion's already rich tapestry of ghostly tales. As the years pass, the legend of the Croak-Patterson Mansion only grows. It remains a subject of fascination for paranormal researchers, historians, and thrill-seekers alike. The mansion's haunting beauty and eerie reputation ensure that it will continue to captivate and terrify all who visit. In the dead of night, when the city sleeps and the shadows deepen, the Croak-Patterson Mansion stands as a silent sentinel to the past. The whispers of the restless dead echo through its halls, and the spirits of Emma Croak and the spectral dog linger, bound by the tragedies that unfolded within its walls. The Red Room, with its blood-red drapes and chilling aura, serves as a constant reminder that some mysteries are never truly laid to rest. The story of the Croak-Patterson Mansion is a testament to the enduring power of the supernatural and the indelible mark that history can leave on a place. It is a story that will continue to be told, a haunting legacy that refuses to